Good afternoon, students. Welcome to 10th Standard Social online class. Students, we are learning Economic Unit 2, Globalization and Trade. In our previous class, we have studied multinational corporation, its merits and demerits. Today, we are going to study about fair trade practices and World Trade Organization. Fair trade is a way of doing business that ultimately aims to keep small farmers an active part of the world marketplace. Fair trade means doing business in a fair way, that is, in a correct way. And it aims to make small farmers to take active part in the world marketplace. And to empower it increase consumer to increase their purchases and support their values. Raising and stabilizing the incomes of small scale farmers, farm workers and artisans. This main principle, increasing and stabilizing the income of small farmers and workers and artisans, and more equitably distributing the economic gain, opportunity and risk. You see here, these three work mainly done by the production unit. But this gain and opportunity should bear by the small scale farmers, the workers and artisans. Increasing the organizational and commercial capacities of producer groups. Promoting labor rights. It promotes labor rights and the right workers to organize. It also increases the workers to organize some association. It is also their rights. Promoting safe and sustainable farming method and working condition. It also improve safe and security working condition and sustainable farming method. Fair trade is about better price, decent working condition and fair terms of trade for farmers and workers. What is the meaning of trading? It's a process of buying and selling. So in that buying and selling, there must be better price and decent working condition, and the terms and regulations should be a fair one. Now we will see the principles of fair trade organization. Creating opportunities for economically disadvantaged producers. It create opportunities those who disadvantaged producers, economically disadvantaged producers. It create opportunities. And transparency and accountability. Transparency, openness. Accountability means responsibility. Fair trading practices and payment of a fair price. The trading practices must be a fair one and there must be a fair price. Ensuring no child labor and forced labor. It ensure there is no child labor and bonded labor. Commitment to non-discrimination. It gives equality to all the people and it gives gender equality, that is, there is no male and female, equal salary to male and female, and it gives freedom to form association. Providing capacity building and promoting fair building. It means an organization, it gave an opportunity to the workers to increase their talent. This is we call providing capacity building. And respect for the environment. In the fair trade, it gave more respect to the environment. That means it gives more protection to the environment. So these are the principles of fair trade practices. Now we will see GATT, that means General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs. GATT was signed by 23 countries in 1947. Note this one. In the year 1947, they formed one international organization. Its members are 23 countries. India was one of the founding members of GATT. Note this one. India was one of the founder. The Director General of GATT, Arthur Dunkel, note this name. He came up with the draft final act that was known as Dunkel Draft that was approved and signed. GATT's primary purpose was to increase international trade. Its main aim to improve the international trade by reducing various tariffs or tax, quotas and subsidies while maintaining meaningful regulation. To improve international trade and to implement fair trade practices, 23 nations, they formed one international organization. That name was General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. It main aim to improve international trade. Now we will see rounds of GATE. The GATE conducted 8 conference. We will see one by one. First conference, the first round that was conducted in Geneva in Switzerland in the year 1947. Second in Annecy, that is in France, in 1949. Third in Torquay, UK in 1950-51. Fourth, fifth and sixth in Geneva again in 1956, 1960-61 and 1964-67. Seventh in the capital of Japan, Tokyo in 1973-79. Eighth and final round. This is the last round that was conducted by GATE. It's an important one-word question. The 8th round that was conducted in Banca del Este, that is in Uruguay. So it is called as Uruguay round. In the 8th round, that is Uruguay round, the GATE members, they finalized one matter, that is to form one international organization for trade that we call World Trade Organization. The signing of final act of the Uruguay round by member nation of GATE in April 1994, it paved the way for setting up of the WTO. An agreement to this effect was signed by 104 members. So this WTO was signed by 104 member countries. The WTO agreement came into force on January 1, 1995. It was signed in the year 1994, but officially it came into on January 1, 1995. Let me see the headquarters and its purpose and members. World Trade Organization, its headquarters, that is in Geneva in Switzerland. Its main purpose, regulation international trade. And members here, it was headed by one Director General and he is helped by 4 Deputy Director General and other 600 official staffs from around 80 member nation. Students, this is World Trade Organization. It is located in Geneva in Switzerland. Now we will see objectives of World Trade Organization. Its main aim to set and reinforce rules and regulations for international trade. It set and carried out the rules for international trade. It provides a forum for negotiation. Negotiation means talking and monitoring further trade liberalization. Whether all the countries they are following the liberalization policies, all these things were monitored by this WTO. It resolved trade dispute. Dispute means problem. What are the problems arising between the countries regarding trade? That problem was set right by this World Trade Organization. Introduction of the sustainable development and environment can go together. Another important aim of the World Trade Organization, they want sustainable development, gradual development, and also protect the environment. Along with the environment, we must improve. It ensures that developing countries secure a better share of growth in the world trade. In the international trade, the developing countries should attain the better share. They should increase their GDP level. And to increase the transparency of decision making process, what is going in the World Trade Organization, the decision should be openly visibility to know all the member nations. It ensures full employment and broad increase in effective demand. It also gives job opportunity to all the member nations. So it increases the employment opportunities. So this is the objectives of the World Trade Organization. Next, trade related aspects of intellectual property rights, that is TRIPS. Intellectual means knowledge. So with the knowledge we should gain economy. Knowledge with commercial value, this is we call TRIPS. Intellectual property rights may be defined as information with the commercial value. Under TRIPS, patent shall be available for any invention, whether product or process in all field of industrial technologies. If we want to improve our business, the some industries, they are making some scientific research. So that is the knowledge, that is the intellectual. So with that knowledge, they are improving their production, they are improving their economic level. This is we call TRIP. TRIPS agreement covers 7 areas of intellectual property rights. Now we will see the impact and problems or challenges of globalization. First, we will see positive impact. A better economy introduced a very fast development of the capital market. The capital market are increasing. It increases the standard of living of the people. Globalization rapidly increased better trade so that more people are employed. That means it increased the trading activity so that more people they can get job opportunities. Introduced new technologies and new scientific research patterns. It introduced new advantage technological method and scientific research pattern. Globalization increasing the GDP of a country. It increase the national income of a country. It helps to increase in free flow of goods and services and to increase foreign direct investment. Because of free flow of goods from one country to another country, we can earn foreign exchange resource. Now we will see the negative impact. Too much flow of capital amongst countries, it introduces unfair trading practices and immoral distributor of income. Another fear is losing our national integrity. We are losing our national integrity because of too much exchange of trade. Independent domestic policies are lost because we are following foreign policies, foreign countries' principle. So automatically it disappear our local national policies. Rapid growth of economy has required a major infrastructure and resource extraction. Because of fast trading practices, we are improving our infrastructures like maintaining roads, constructing railway, etc. So automatically we are overusing the resources. This increase negative ecological and social cost. Rapidly increases in exploitation of natural resources to earn foreign exchange. To earn foreign exchange or foreign currency, we are overusing, we are exploiting our natural resources. That leads to environmental problem and standards and regulations have been relaxed. Challenges, problems of globalization. The benefits of globalization extend to all countries. That will not happen automatically. It is not happen automatically. The fear that globalization that leads to instability, there is no stable in the globalization in the developing countries. The industrial world that increased global competition will lead in race to the bottom in wages, labor right and employment practices. So all the world industrial countries, they are in the competition of globalization. That leads to the problem of reducing the wages and there is no labor right and also employment practices. That is, it leads to global imbalance. It leads to global imbalance. Globalization has led to an increase in activities such as child labor and slavery. Because of globalization, there is a possibility of child labor and slavery system, forced labor system. People started consuming more junk food because of globalization, because of MNC company. Nowadays, the people are like mostly the junk foods like pizza, burger, like that. That leads the degradation of their health condition and spread of diseases. The last challenges of globalization that lead to environment degradation. If we are overusing the natural resources, that leads to environmental degradation. These are the challenges of globalization. Students, we have completed Unit 2 in economic. Today I will give some home assignment for you. You do it well and study well for the exam. Thank you.